Okay, welcome guys. We'll start in a few minutes, right? You could also just comment in the section and let us know who is here, where you're from. Mr. Adams, Ayambere, you're welcome. Happy New Year to you too. Um, I believe the last time I chatted you up, I think on FB, I said chat me up and let me know what your plans are for the year, but I don't think I've heard from you. I trust you're doing good. Um, for the rest that are here, hang on. We will be starting shortly. Just drop a comment in the chat section so I know you are here with me. And then also, I'll tell you how it's going to go. It's very simple. We're going to look at some instruments. And of course, as everybody should know, we have the CPI. Yes, I have the CPI in a few minutes, in about approximately 34 minutes from now, right? So trust me, it's going to be a heavy one, right? And that is for sure. So in a few minutes, as I said, we're going to just start up. So get your liquid, your beverage, H2O, get your writing materials, get your charts ready, whatever the case may be, and we will start shortly. Thank you, guys. Okay, so it's about 2 minutes to that's 2 p.m. West African time. That should be 2 p.m. Nigerian time. I believe that should be 1 p.m. Ghanaian time, and that should be about 3 p.m. South African time. And then of course, UK time, that should also be 1 p.m. And if you're in the Eastern EST, Eastern side, maybe probably like New York or something, that should probably be about, if I'm not mistaken, that should be about 11 a.m. I hope I'm not wrong though. Okay, so welcome everybody. It's a pleasure having you here. I'm streaming live on my YouTube channel and also streaming live on the Trading Live platform. So as we will be jumping into things, we would obviously be talking about the big one that we have coming out in a few minutes, and that's the CPI. We're going to look at what the market has been doing so far. If you are not already aware of how I trade, I'll give you a quick, brief introduction to that, as we tend to have new people that jump in, right? And also apologies for yesterday. We had some technical difficulties. I believe it was majorly my fault, so sorry about that. But notwithstanding, I'll tell you what we do here and how you can take advantage of it. It's a new year. It's still a new year. Today is the 11th of January 2024. And we have a leap year, which is February 29th. So we have an extra day. So we've been given an extra day this year to be able to achieve more, right? And hopefully by His grace, we will. So for those that are here, don't forget, let us know in the comment section. So on my YouTube live, I can see Emmanuel Omo is here again. Emmanuel Omo, we're going to still talk about your GBP JPY. I don't trade it, but I have been keeping an eye on it. It's been a while I've traded it, but I'm still keeping an eye on it. And then we'll just discuss what has happened since we started discussion 2 days ago and what we're expecting even today, because there might be a play there today, right? But then don't forget, as a disclaimer, what we do here should be a thing of strictly for educational purposes. If you're going to take the trade, no problem whatsoever. Just make sure that your risk management is good to go. and then also make sure that you know how to manage your trades appropriately. Okay, so thank you guys for joining. Let us know where you are connecting to us from. For those on the Trading Live platform, I can see some of you have said to join in, and we are going straight into what we have for you today. First of all, my name is Tolu, Tolu. For those that might usually have trouble pronouncing my name, I just tell them, if you know tofu, that's Tofu, remove the F and put an L there, which is Tolu. Okay, great. And I have been trading for over 10 years now. And of course, at the very beginning, my story is like a lot of people's story now. My trading was all over the place. I've been privileged to work for a few brokers. Now I run my own academy to help everybody out as much as as much as I can help people. That is, those that are willing to be helped to know how to trade the market the proper way. So the name of my academy is CSA Forex, which stands for Common Sense Approach to Forex Trading. Now, with that said, the big one that we have coming out in a few minutes, and apologies if it seems I might be talking a bit fast, but time is of the essence because of what's coming out in a few minutes. And trust me, this is big. This is one of the big news out there. And this is the first of this year, and that is known as the CPI. Now, I have changed the screen to the calendar under Forex Factory, and I'm going to show you, do some markings here. Today is Thursday, January 11th, and of course, we have the CPI. We have key news for the dollar. You can see today is all about the USD. That means that if you're trading the Euro USD, you're trading the USD JPY, you're trading anything that has to do with the USD, even gold, expect some serious killer movement. I remember sometime last year, I believe it was August, if I remember correctly, we had a CPI data release that went bonkers. It went crazy. And of course, there were slippages all over. When I say all over, different brokers, different platforms. So that means that also traders need to understand that it's not everything that is the fault of the broker, because most times traders always blame the broker, but you need to understand the market, right? The broker or brokers, majorly, most of the brokers that is, they're just giving you the feed of what is happening in the market. That's all. It's just the graphical illustration of what's happening. Even though some brokers might be doing some funny things, but I would advise pay attention to more than one broker, right? Like as an example, under the trading view, you have different broker feeds there, so you can always alternate and see what's happening. And then when you see something that looks funny, take your screenshot, do your video, compare it to other feeds, and then you can take them up if the need arises, right? I'm going to stop about brokers because we're not here to talk about brokers. We're here to talk about what we have for today, and this is going to be a big one. So the CPI Consumer Price Index, as you can see in front of us, is key. It's very important, and it's going to make the market to react in a volatile way. In a volatile way, meaning that when the news comes up, when we have the actual could either be green or red or even black. But I doubt it. It'll probably be green or red. Green means that we should be buying the US dollar, and red means that we should be selling the US dollar. And if we have a mixture of green and red, then that means that it's telling us to buy and sell the US dollar. And then that means that the fundamentals is not giving us a clear direction. I always tell traders, don't wait for the news to come out and then play straight based on the news alone. No, you still need your charts, you still need your technical analysis to know where to enter, where, W-H-E-R-E, exactly where to enter. And that's where you have the likes of your support resistance, supply demand, even the SMC traders, the ICT traders, and the rest. And all of these trading strategies are derived from what? Are derived from price action. Simple. So once you understand price action, which is the price behavior, the price movement, you will know how to approach the market appropriately. By the time you join us in our live sessions a couple of times, you keep on hearing the same thing, and then you keep on hearing me say price action, because that is the truth. Everything is price action. So just learn price. Simple. Understand price. Understand how it moves, what makes it move based on supply, based on demand, the news out there that we need to pay attention to, and so on. And that's all. And you should be good to go, right? So now let's continue with what we have, guys. As we are having the discussion, I'm taking note of the time as well, which is 25 minutes from now. If you have any question on any instruments, do let us know, and then we'll look at them. We had some instruments that we've been talking about and following up on. I'm going to first of all talk about them quickly, and then if you have anyone you want us to look at, just drop that question in the comment section. Drop the currency pair, whether it's Euro USD or whatever the case may be, and then we'll look at it together. Okay, so this in front of us, this is the USD index. I'm very, very big on the dollar index, DXY, because it helps us to have a directional bias for the major currency pairs and even gold, right? Because of course, gold has USD in it, XAU, USD, right? So for a while now, for this week that is, we said it has been moving sideways. Now, this is the movement for the week from Monday. It started here. You can see a little gap here, which normally happens at the start of every new week. So it usually happens most or some weekends or whatever. So this here was the start of the new week, and you can see we've been moving sideways in between this area of resistance and this area of support, right? But now we have the news coming out in approximately 24 minutes, and it is sitting at the area of support. And the question now is that, is it going to bounce? Because the two major things that price could do at any level, at any given level, is whether it's going to bounce or it's going to break out. So this is the question over here. Is it a bounce or a breakout? Right? You can see the build up to this point here. We've been having this like lower lows and so on. So we're going to have this lower low that would push it down, or is it the support here that has acted in the past as resistance, support, 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 has acted as support and resistance, but majorly support in the past? Is this going to suffice and then be the winner and then take it up? Who knows? Only time will tell. That's why I normally tell traders you need to be careful when we have high impact news out there in the market, right? So this is the dollar right here. And I'm going to tell you something that happened to my trade because on Tuesday and Wednesday, I said I am in the Euro USD, and this is it here. The Euro USD pushed higher and then it took me out. I had a stop loss just above here because I was selling at this area here. I had a sell position somewhere here. A stop loss was obviously above here, and it has taken me out. And it has taken me out. I am not in a hurry to look for a sell, to look for a sell position, because now it is above this area here. And this area should most likely act as support. So that means that we should expect the price to maybe push higher. I really don't know. I'm just telling you based on what I can see. That's why it's called market analysis. And that's why everybody here should be able to conduct their own market analysis. So this is the Euro USD and what I am seeing over here. I'm seeing it pushing higher. If I am seeing it, you can say I am saying I. If I am seeing it pushing higher, then that means that the dollar should probably break this area and then push lower. But no matter what the case might be, whether it's a break or a bounce, just know that the volatility is going to be high. The spread is going to be on a high. When we talk about the spread, you could right click here and then click on spread, and then it tells us the spread, like for Euro USD is approximately, well, this 1 or 10 that you're seeing is 1.0. So that's about 1 pip, right? And this is for the standard account. You have the standard account and then the raw spread account. Of course, the raw spread account is where you have your spread close to zero, which is about 0.2, 0.3, and so on, right? So these are all the spread that you can see. But by the time the news is about to break, all of this here, Euro USD might probably get to like 3.04, I don't know. But the spread tends to increase. And that's another reason why we all need to be careful during news period, because the spread will easily increase, especially for today. So caution, 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 guys. Okay, let me just pop into the comment section and see whether I have any question whatsoever. Okay, Emmanuel almost said gold XAU USD, and he's talking about from the YouTube live section. Okay, we're going to look at that in a bit, especially before 2:30 because of the news coming out. Okay, and Mr. Adam said it was also pushed out of Euro USD. Don't worry about that. It tends to happen. We tend to have news that comes out, or whatever the case might be. We tend to have some of our trades go into the negative. But one thing I always say, make sure that your risk to reward ratio is in the right proportion, so that even if you have more losing trades, your few winners will take care of the winners. Simple. For those in the Trading Live platform, you're welcome once again. Please don't forget, let us know the instrument that you are interested in. CPI is the order of the day. And trust me, it is most likely going to be a big one. If you don't know, CPI, Consumer Price Index, It's a key economic indicator to the US or to any other country because others have their own CPI as well. But this CPI we're talking about is to the US. That means that majorly the US dollar is going to be hot and heavy in a few minutes from now. Okay, so that's what we're talking about for the dollar. And then I just showed you what happened to my Euro USD, and we should have it push higher. Let's see how that goes. And let's quickly look at the gold. This is gold over here. You can see that gold also has been, this is the 4 hours time frame, has been doing a little bit of range over here, right? And then we have these levels here. I'm going to do something for you. This is the gold 4 hours time frame. I'm also going to look at this from the hourly time frame. So let me look at the gold. This is gold here. Right click, chart window, and I have my own templates. I just call it empty, meaning that there's nothing there. Empty. So this is from the hourly time frame. So from this hourly time frame, I'm just going to show you 1 or 2 things that I can see. The first thing I can see over here, that's that. And I'm going to explain it through. I'm talking a bit fast because of the news that we have coming out in a bit. I repeat, because of the news that we have coming out in a bit. So the news that we have coming out, if you notice here, was a support, resistance, support, 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 resistance, resistance, resistance. Now it is clearly at the area of resistance. But then this resistance, naturally, we should see it go down because it's at the resistance, and of course the trend is down on the hourly time frame. But then don't forget high impact news coming out in about 18 minutes. Notice how strategically, as we have our discussion, we are keeping tabs on the time. Very key, very, very important, right? Because we need to be aware when the news is going to break and how the market is going to react to it so that we don't get caught on the wrong side. Okay, so price should bounce from this place here where we have the resistance, or it could easily break out, right, of this resistance, and then the resistance turns to support where we have our area of entry here, and then it pushes higher. But trust me, this might not even happen because of the volatility we're expecting. And this is the first of the year, right? The first CPI for the US dollar for this year, 2024. So this is gold over here for Emmanuel Omar that asks about gold. Pay attention to gold. Naturally, you would love to sell here, but then I always say you need to be very careful trading the news period. But then if you are going to, meaning that if you're going to sell here, make sure your stop loss, and then that's the thing with the stop loss. Normally, if my stop loss was going to be here, I might push it a bit higher, maybe above this candle here, and not this one. This swing high here, not this one, simply because you might have a major whipsaw right before it even drops. You might just flash up before dropping the same candle that is. But then, if I do that, my stop loss is going to be extremely big. So this gold one, I might not be all that interested in it. As a matter of fact, I might probably just sit out this news because I don't know. I just have this feeling, especially because the market has been moving sideways all week, right? All week, the market has moved sideways. And even on this gold, when did the market start? Monday, which was the 8th. You can see 8 over here. 8th, Monday, 9th, Tuesday, 10th, yesterday, Wednesday, today, 11th, Thursday. And the market for gold has been moving sideways. So that means that it is due for a breakout, right? So maybe it might break out to the upside. Let's see how that goes. So this is gold. I hope you took note of that for Emmanuel Omo and for every other person. I'm going to jump back into the comment section now and see whether I have any question or any comment from any of you guys because of the time. Mr. Adams, I am very said, I am still studying your entry on the USD JPY and I still cannot understand how you entered. Which trade is that? USD JPY? Is it a recent one or the one from just before the NFP last week? I am very Adams said on, okay, yeah, that's 5th of January. That is the one from, what's the name? Just before the non-farm payroll. Okay, I'll see if I can quickly pop into that one and then quickly explain because I want us to be more interested in what is happening now to see if we can take advantage. Well, Emmanuel Omo, hope you're okay with that. And I can see, oh, we have 2 Emmanuels here that are commenting, so I don't mix them up. We have a Emmanuel Ubenyi as well. Okay, so Mr. Adams, Ayambere, I'll see what I can just quickly pop into that. I have USD here, and this is the chart over here. So I'm going to quickly explain that because of time as well. 15 more minutes, guys, 15 more minutes. And then we're going to have the dollar index, the DXY, act, let's say act a fool in a few minutes, right? But let's see how that goes. So I'm going to explain that to you, Mr. Adams, so I don't miss out on anybody's comment. For the rest of you guys on the Trading Live platform, let's know where you are connecting to us from. If you have any question, also drop your comment and then we would take it off from there. Okay, so let's look at this for Mr. Adams Ayambere and every other person. So last week, just before the NFP, right, I was actually having like a one-on-one session with someone, and then we talked about this. And then I said, for that last week, I said, look at the market. It had done about 400. For those on my Facebook or follow me on my YouTube, guys, follow me on the YouTube as well, right? I would, if you're on the YouTube live, of course, already you are connected to my YouTube technically, so you can just do what? Hit the subscribe button on the YouTube, and then you see my videos because I'll be posting videos based on analysis, even based on maybe trades like this. Maybe I might still do a video on this and then explain why my entry was so, right? So let me clean this up. So now the market had done about 400 pips last week. You can check your charts as well. And I did 400 pops, 400 pops, 400 pips last week. It was overdue for a pullback. That was my analysis. Meaning at 400 pips to the upside, we also had what is known as divergence, right? It was clearly divergence for those that use maybe like the RSI or MACD or any of those oscillators. That was divergence. I mean that this trade, that was a CT trade, a counter trend trade, I had a rising wedge as well. As you can see, I had a rising wedge pattern over here. So this rising wedge pattern, first of all, we said if we aggressively take a sell here, right? Because for those looking for a buy here, right? And everything at the end of the day was like pure experience. But once you understand this, you can leverage from experience and make it yours and even become a better trader than myself very fast. Now, looking at even if you sell at this area here, which happens to be very close to the support, I'm not expecting the support to hold. Why? Because it has already done. The first clue for me was 400 pips to the upside, right? So I was heavily expecting a pullback, but this doesn't happen all the time. But to a high degree, it happens. So I was expecting it to sell, to drop, but then look at what happened. I got a sell here. It took me out very fast. But then this big candle, we had this big candle based on news. And then I looked at the series of big candles over here. And I noticed that none was bigger than the size that we had already. And then also it had already done 400 pips, already done 400 pips to the upside. So I took an aggressive sell, I think somewhere around here. It was not at the exact tip. I took an aggressive sell here and then put my stop loss above, but I was watching it and with a little buffer, especially during news period. 12 more minutes, guys, 12 more minutes. So my stop loss was just above there, and then it dropped down back to this area where you have those I want to buy. So now I was clearly in the green, and I could clearly reduce my risk or even take profit at this first area of TP because I tend to do stuff like this. If you've seen my chart, I tend to do like TP1, TP2, and of course TP3 and so on, right? But TP3 at times, of course, it would take a long time to get there. So when it got to TP1, I could have normally taken out my profit here for a few pips, but then I said the support here is most likely not going to hold. I'm expecting to break out of here and then move to the next area of TP2 where you have like resistance here, resistance, and it should act as support. And what happened? Boom, it happened. And then I had like a one-on-one session, live session with someone, and then we talked about it live, and then I sent him chats, and then it happened. And then he sent a message which I did a screenshot and sent to everybody where he was like, wow, it happened exactly how we like predicted. That's what trading is. Trading is all analysis. We're forecasting, we're predicting, we're predicting what most likely would happen based on a history, based on our analysis and so on. And as I was able to get this trade, I think it was just around 210 or 220 pips. And I had about 35. So it was about approximately, I think about 30 pips there about, but it was approximately 7 hours for me on this trade from last week. right? And then speaking of this USD JPY, don't forget, as we're looking at the USD to drop, right? You're looking at the USD here earlier to drop. That means that most likely this USD JPY might drop. And if this is the case, if it drops to this area of support, because of the volatility, how heavy the news is going to be, I don't think this area might hold. I don't think to hold as support. It might most likely break and then go to this point. That is if it is going to go down. And if it's going to go up, of course, it's going to go up. It's going to break this area here of resistance, as you can see, to most likely break to the upside. So when you're looking at the market, you need to have a feel and understand what might probably happen at different levels based on whether it's a buying level or selling level, right? You need to have a good understanding of what might happen at those areas at the end of the day, right? So this is what I have for you on the dollar JPY, and this was brought to you by the question that Mr. Adams mentioned over here from my trade on USD JPY just before the non-farm payroll. Non-farm payroll was last week Friday, first Friday, usually first Friday of every month. Is also key economic indicator to the US dollar, right, based on unemployment rate and all. So this is another one that we have coming out in a few minutes, about 9 minutes approximately. And I'm going to do something. This is for USD JPY. I'm going to clean this up. And then GBP JPY, Emmanuel Omo, we talked about this yesterday and also on Tuesday. Price is now here at this area of resistance, acted as support as well. We're expecting something to happen here, but look at this candle. It didn't give us any candlestick formation telling us to sell. It didn't give us any bearish hammer, bearish pin bar, bearish engulfing doji or whatever here, and push to the next level here. At this next level, you can see these candles here showing sideways action. This sideways action made me to drop from the 4 hours to the hourly time frame. I'm going to show you this on the hourly time frame. I have it here. On the hourly time frame, quickly keep an eye. It got to that area of 4 hours resistance, and then we have a wedge over here. Sweet. This wedge is good enough for me to pull the trigger to take it down at least to this area here, which is untested as support. Untested as support. So Mr. Emmanuel Omo, I believe it was Mr. Emmanuel Omo and not the Mr. Emmanuel Obenyi that we have here. That's why we always say, guys, comment and let's be sure that we're here so we can always do a follow-up to your questions and so on for those that are interested in taking the trading to the next level. If you're interested in taking your trading to the next level, you would comment, ask questions. Let's look at your instruments of interest together. What currency pair are you keeping an eye on, and so on. So this is the GBP JPY, and we should see it drop further down. That's what I am seeing from my analysis, especially based on the fact that this is yet to be tested as support. This is yet to be tested as support, and this is also more or less yet to be tested as support. So we have some key levels over here, and a Fibonacci trader could also draw the Fibonacci from the lows all the way to the highs, and then simply be waiting at the areas of 38.2 or even 50. I can see this 50 now. It has confluence with this area here. It has confluence with this resistance that should now be support, right? So 50 is also a good level to look for buy opportunities. So this one that we're talking about, JPY, getting to this area here is not even up to 38.2. We have 23.6, but I took it because it's usually like a weak level. But then we're using that to base our take profit on this JPY. Or you can see whether you could get 38.2 or 50. But don't let greed get in the way. Now, guys, 6 more minutes to the CPI data for the dollar, for the DXY. What is happening? What are we expecting? That is the question. And of course, this CPI that we're looking at, that we're discussing, this is it over here. And you can see it has already started the countdown by itself, because normally you would have countdown here. And you can see countdown just 5 minutes below. Once upon a time, years ago, for the First Factory, because we're getting this news from the First Factory calendar, as you can see, firstfactory.com/calendar. Once upon a time ago, right? I'm rushing, sorry. 5 more minutes. We didn't have this countdown. It should just be blank, and then you would have to refresh it yourself. But now we have the countdown. Of course, First Factory has been there for years, more than 10 years that I have been using them. And of course, they are very good, simple, and they give good information of what's happening based on news coming out and so on. So in about 4.5 minutes, the market is going to react in a very heavy manner, or it might have even started to react. And that's why between the calendar and the chart, I tend to switch to see what's happening with the dollar index, and then I could easily switch back to the news and see, oh, okay, we have about 4 minutes remaining, 4:10. You can see the countdown still continues. That means what? That simply means that I don't want to scare anybody, but I'll just say if you are in any trade, especially that is dollar denominated, and you haven't properly covered you have not properly protected yourself, please make sure you have stop loss in place, number one. And you should have stop loss, whether it's for selling or for buying, at the other side of your entry. Obviously, the other side of the support for buying and the other side of the resistance if you are selling. Because if the market goes the other way, it's going to be heavy. Can you look at this one here? This was from the NFP, and this was just about 4 candles that did all of this move. You wouldn't want to be caught on the wrong side and have a massive um, negative on your account, or maybe even crash your account. I've been reading here and there, especially from even NFP, because it is mostly during high impact news period that traders tend to crash their account, right? So you wouldn't want that to be your case, right? So please protect your account accordingly. Let me just pop into the comment section and see whether I have any comments from you guys here. Okay. Let me see. Okay, from Trading Live. Fantastic strategies. Good luck, guys, in your trade. Okay, that's from Trading Live platform. So, guys, Trading Live, nobody asking about any particular instrument from the YouTube Live. Let's quickly see. Emmanuel Obenyi said, "Sir, is it okay to set both a buy stop and sell stop for a particular you said particular twice, for a particular pair, hoping for one of them to trigger?" Now, what you're trying to do is more or less like straddle. We are trying to set a penny order above and below the current price. You can do this and test it for yourself. You could pick one and then run in that direction very well. That means that you make very good profit. But what about cases where it picks that one and it picks the other one? I'm going to use the chart that we have in front of us to explain better. We have 2 more minutes. I'm going to just rush this. Now, if you look at what we had last week for the NFP, NFP was what started. If you have placed a buy penny order above, all right, and you set a sell penny order below, look at what happened. With this candle, it rushed up, so that picked you up and rushed up. You'd have been smiling, happy, and then maybe you'd have canceled the sell position. And then you might not even have time to use stop loss, because that's usually the case. So if you have rushed up, you're in profit, and then maybe you just turned your back, looked at the screen, and then voila, it's back down, and then push it back down even more. Or maybe you are not even in front of your system, whatever the case might be. You'd have had a killer loss, that is. And then maybe also you could have still had the two in, and then to have triggered the two, one up, one down. And no matter what is happening, that is hedging. It goes higher, it goes lower. One, the buy over here would be in a major loss, while the sell here will be in profit, and they will cancel themselves out. So if you're going to do that, you can test it. I don't usually advise you, because it also can easily lead to hedging, can lead to confusion, because you wouldn't know which one to close first of all. It's 1 more minute, guys. 1 more minute. You can see the spread for EURUSD is beginning to pick up the pace from our 1.0, 1.1 and 9 pipette. It's now about 1.3, 1.4. Let's see how all of them pick up. So pay attention to the spread. You can also check on the spread for different brokers, because at times some broker spread might go way too high compared to others. I don't know. Let me lower my voice. Maybe that is a tactic that brokers use to take positions out, or to make them to pay more. I don't know. I'm just saying. Don't take my word for it. And that's why you notice I'm not mentioning the name of any broker. We'll still talk about brokers later, so that you are sure you are with the right broker. A few seconds to go, 15 seconds, 10 seconds, you can see, and then we have just about the spread has gone up to about 2.9. We're going to pay attention to this USD, and let's see how it explodes right in front of us. Oh, guys, wait a minute. Let's see. Oh, down, up, blasted up, still there. So you can see if you had set a what's the name? If you had set like what's it called? Sorry, I'm stammering here because of the market, the news. If you had set like a what's it called? If you had set like a penny order, as Emmanuel Benny said, you would have seen what would have happened to the two, and then of course it wouldn't have gone well at the end of the day, especially based on the news that just came out. So you need to be extra careful. But then let's still keep an eye on what's happening here. It seems like this support is holding, but then let's wait because you don't use that to rush. And then this is a big candle, by the way, as you can see. But then don't forget, just like what we had on the NFP that pushed up really high, it then went all the way down and then made people to suffer at the end of the day. So this is what we have in front of us. So Mr. Emmanuel Bain, you need to be careful with that. The news has come out. Okay, Emmanuel Bain said connecting from Abuja. Awesome. So the news just dropped. Let's still keep an eye on what's happening. As you can see, it's still looking bullish based on that support area. But then don't forget something, guys. Don't forget something that we mentioned right from the very beginning, and that is the fact that the USD DXY, the DXY, the USD index is still sideways, and we have this massive bullish candle here. And as we have this massive bullish candle, let's also even do something. Let's go back to the calendar, to the news, and find out what it gave us. Was it negative? Was it positive? Because for the USD to act in this way, that means that it was green, positive. Aha, beautiful. Look at what we have over here. You can see neutral, green, 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 positive. And that's why the USD shot up, right? And it went up aggressively. Everything is on the positive. Remember we said if it is positive, which is green, you should be buying. If it's negative red, you should be selling. If it is scattered, it's confused. But then you can see everything is green. And that's why the market did what it did and rushed up in an aggressive manner. Oh, we just read back to the charts and look at what it did from here, coast to coast, is back here. And trust me, this has already taken out a lot of traders. I repeat, this has already taken out a lot of traders. And that's why we always say, and did you pay attention to the spread as well? We had the spread at about maybe 3 or 4 pips earlier. Things happen so fast that you may not even have time to pay attention to what's happening. But within the first 1-2 minutes, you can see the explosion that happened in the market. Now, funny enough, look at this guy. It has now gotten to the resistance because this is an area of resistance here. It has quickly gotten to the area of resistance. Is it going to still push higher, or is this resistance going to hold and take it back down? I see this candle, this one candle has done from the support here to the resistance here. So what is next on the market for the US dollar, right? And you can see this one as it pushed higher in this manner, your Euro USD would have dropped, right? Which was obviously our original entry sell, but it took us out and then most likely to have dropped heavily. And then of course, for other ones like USD JPY would have pushed higher. Just pay attention to where you have the position of the USD. USD in Euro USD is the second. GPUSD, USD is the second. USD JPY, USD is the first over here. You can see that same candle, massive candle, is being, pushed back down by the sellers over here at the resistance. And that's what we always say, no matter what, you're trading the fundamentals, still pay attention to the technicals, because the technicals will lead the way. We help us to know exactly what the market is trying to do. You can see it has dropped all the way halfway, but this is just 3 minutes into the CPI data. You need to wait for the candle to close, right? But unfortunately, we will not be here that long, as we'll be rounding up within a few minutes from now. Right? So, ooh, look at this. It says more or less retrace everything. It might more or less retrace everything just like we had over here for the NFP. Who knows? We might have this one happen the same thing, and then maybe it might even break down from here. But a breakout of this support and resistance is overdue. So this is what we have over here on this dollar index on the DXY. So let us see how that goes. Don't forget, we need to wait for this 30 minutes because this is 30 minutes time frame we're looking at here. We need to wait for this 30 minutes candle to close and then the next one to open and close as well. Then we have a good and better one. But at the same time, guys, be on the sideline if you don't have any directional bias whatsoever. So guys, we're going to be rounding up within a few minutes. And then we always say, make sure that your risk to reward, I repeat, your risk to reward ratio is good, meaning that your reward is always higher. And for those that might not know how to calculate the risk, how to get your position size, right? I'm going to show you, we have a school, right? On that school, I'll drop the link for you guys. On the school, you have the calculator. This is the school over here, as you can see. This is the school, training.csaforex.com/school. And if you go to the school, we have information for you. This is webinar that you can watch for those that are new or struggling. It talks about the MT4, how to use it the proper way, set stop loss, take profits, fundamentals, technicals, and so on. You can watch the free video, open a demo account if you don't have one. We tend to have live sessions, live trading sessions like this one, or the one we had for this one was for beginners. We had it last week. We will have another one later. I'll update this. We have some other things, trading room, but this trading room is not free. We have a Telegram community that you can join and so on. But you have the position size calculator number 7 here. This is it here. You can come here, put in your details, whether your account balance, your risk. Let me just refresh this to show you. Okay, you put in your account balance, put in your risk. By the time you put in your account balance, maybe your account balance is, let's say, $8,500, and then you put in 1% risk. 1% risk will give us 15. By the time I do this, it automatically gives you 15 as your amount that you're risking. Put your stop loss maybe 25 pips. And let's say your instrument is Euro USD, click on calculate, and then it gives you your position size. So you're good, and you know as long as you use 25 pips stop loss, you should not lose more than $15. That is the trick over here. Or you can also pick other instruments that you might be trading. You have the gold, you have the Bitcoin here as well, right? And if anybody has any request, maybe you trade any instrument that is not here, let me know and I'll include it here, because we're trying to see how we can make trading much better and easier for you. So we help you to work on your position size. Easy, straightforward. Just go over to the calculator on the school section, right? I'll drop the information for you guys so that you have that. The school section, this is it here. I've dropped it on the Trading Live, and I'll drop it here as well on the YouTube channel section, right? That you guys can use the calculator to know your exact risk, volume, lot size that you are using, right? So with that said, I want to gradually round up. You can still pay attention to what is happening to the USD, which obviously is affecting other instruments like the Euro USD and so on. You can see this pulled back on the 4 hours time frame and so on. And then gold should have done what? Oh, it's even still holding over there. This is the 4 hours time frame, don't forget. And the 4 hours time frame, we talked about this area not too long ago, resistance. You can see it's still holding. But look at the candle, look at the size of the candle. You know that this candle went down, went up. You can see it's looking more or less like a massive doji. But you have to wait for the candle to close. And then, of course, take cue from what the dollar is saying, right? So that you can be on the right side at the end of the day. Dollar helps us to know, at least helps me to know what the Euro USD wants to do, what the rest of the dollar denominated instruments wants to do, right? So with that said, I want to say thank you guys. Mr. Adams said, where can I get the position size calculator? Okay, I just dropped the link. Mr. Adams, did you see that? I just dropped it. That is on the school. I'll drop it again, but if you look above, you should see it on the school. Scroll down to number 7. You have them numbered. Scroll down to number 7. Let me just show you that again. By the time you scroll down to number 7, let me just go back there. This is the school over here where you have all the information, the CSA Forex school. Scroll down. You guys can share this school with others that might be interested in learning how to trade. We have this FX beginners webinar. That's number 1. It's a free webinar. You can watch it on demand at your leisure time when you have free time. It would explain fundamentals, technical, risk management, psychology, everything here. You don't have a demo account, click here to open a demo account. We're going to update it shortly with the next 3 days beginners training. For those that are interested, we have a trading room. The trading room is paid for those that want like signals, or those that want market calls, that want more hand-holding support and accountability. You can click here, get more information. We have a Telegram community where I drop information on the next session here, there, and so on. And then we have the A to Z video tutorials. We have a lot of things here for you. And then we have the position size calculator number 7. You can see that we numbered them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on, up to 12, as a matter of fact. So you can go to the position size calculator number 7, other things here. You want to reach out to me, contact us number 9. If you're interested in referrals, referring CSA Forex, and then you earn 20% on every referral, it's over here, number 10. And then number 11, the YouTube channel. Follow us on YouTube, guys. Sign up for one-on-one, whatever the case may be. But for the position size calculator number 7, click on number 7, and it opens it up here. I already have one opened up. You open it up here, and then scroll down, punch in your details, your count balance, your risk, stop loss, calculate based on the instrument that you are trading here. And if the one that you are trading is not here, let me know, send me a message and I'll add it here. I'll add it here for you. Calculate and then to give you your risk, right? Okay, give you your risk and then you should be good to go. Then you have other information as you scroll down, like the lot size calculator and so on. So we are making things a bit easier, a lot easier for traders so that you can see what's happening and then obviously understand from what we have done for you. And of course, we'll still do more. Now, guys, before I drop the mic, is there any other thing you would like to see, maybe on the website? Because on the in the trading room, rather, we are also doing signals. We are doing everything based on popular demand. We're doing signals. Soon enough, have a copy trading section and we'll let out. Okay, I see on the trading live somebody talked about how do you guys think about gold? We already talked about gold. I hope you're able to catch the information on gold, right? So we talked about gold. Gold is at the area of resistance now on the hourly time frame, and it might as well, stay as resistance and then drop further down. Who knows? But as we are rounding up now, guys, please, if you have any questions or whatever the case might be, let us know and we would assist you guys further. So thank you guys for tuning in, right? Follow us on the YouTube channel. And if you have any question, comment on the videos. We have lots of videos. We even dropped a video today, how to make money. I repeat, how to make money as in the forex market as a beginner in 2024. You can watch that video. It's rather entertaining, rather enlightening at the same time. And of course, it will help you guys to know a bit more about the business. So guys, thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in. We probably might do this again same time next week. I'll let you guys know. I'll put out the information in good time so that you guys can connect. And you have any instruments of choice, you drop it and then we look at them together. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of the day. Trade safely. I hope nobody got burnt. I hope nobody got injured from the news that just came out. If that is your case, chat me up privately and let's discuss the market further. Thank you guys and goodbye for now. Cheers.